Yeah, just do the 3, 2, 1, and then when we're ready, we'll do it.
I'm already recording.
Oh no, scrap that. Don't do that. No. Be real.
No, I started recording when you said do the 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to Free Look. This week's episode, how can we fucking manage? Anyway.
This is what happens when John isn't here.
Yeah, he has a whip on us. He gets the downtrodden going.
John hopefully never watches this video so we can talk mad shit about him now.
Mad shit, bro.
Yeah, right. Isn't he a fat piece of fuck?
Oh, I don't know about that. He's a fat piece of... You
instantly sold me down the river. As soon as I said anything bad about John, you instantly...
Yeah, he's just like, he's such a... Yes, we can say anything we want, you know, anything at all. He's such a cunt, isn't he? Now, come on now, that's terrible. I'm gonna tell him. Let me just text him right now. John, we're making an episode, and I'm gonna cry. Jack really insulted you. I had to tell you because I'm your friend.
He called you a, and I quote, fat piece of fuck.
Yeah, and then he heavy breathes for about 10 minutes, and then replies with... oh, that's terrible. No.
Oh, thank God the game started.
I know, I love you, John. Really, I do. Truly, I do. And your beard and everything. I would not turn you down to a game of Magic. You got a ring, because I'm not a homosexual.
I'll convert you one day.
No, you won't. I think I'll puke up enough to dehydrate me to then die before I am subjected to homosexual actions, let's say.
Mate, I slap your ass every time I see you. You've been subjected to homosexual actions.
But like if I felt gay about that, then it would be cool. I guess, because then I'd be like, I'm gay. Okay, sound. I just have to carry on. But I can't. Oh, the disaster. Can you see me as Diva, like, fucking laughing, literally, because my mic is... I just... Oh. Where's the one that says... Winky face? I knew what I was doing. Oh no, stop dancing. Jetpack it out, bro. Oh, no, I missed it. What a
See you later.
Sorry. I had to get out because I was going to explode otherwise like a pigeon. Oh, she got the police one? You know, me and John missed that. I wanted to get the police one really bad. Defense matrix on that. Get out! Oh my god, where are the healers? Where are the healers? They need to peel my face from my carcass. Oh, did it? Captured it. Yes. Muy
I'm trying
bueno.
to keep fire out the air, but I'm not very good at tracking vertically.
Let's do that. No, god, no. Oh, she killed me with a jarati. What a fucking old woman. Oh, that's not fair.
What an insult.
I know.
Saying something factual about a character.
What an absolute old woman she is. You know what? She's in better fucking shape than me, I tell you.
Oh yeah, almost certainly.
Definitely. I mean, she's old, like, you know. That's... I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway.
Do you know where you're going with anything that you say though?
No, not really. I kind of just hope one day aliens will just come by and be like, oh, we found you, finally. And then I'll just be like, okay, so... Bye. I've been waiting for that for 5,000 years. Like that would be a really cool episode. Oh god. Oh god. Defense Matrix Online. Anyone and everyone, please defend me. Kill that counter diva. She's trying to stop me. Fry pig. We don't need a second pig in this game.
I can't hit fire at all.
Oh, she died. No.
Even though I'm the counter to it, I can't hit her.
Group up everyone.
I'm gonna get on the top of here, actually. Fuck your group up.
Ah, my group up is where to go. I really wish I had the police thing, though. I'm kind of annoyed with that.
Still.
Yeah. They'll do it again, though, because they did the Genji one twice.
Yeah, I think whenever they do the promotion, they'll get both heroes. Well, there'll be 3 next time now, won't it? But
true. But it was as if like the one that they had like last Dai and Jack. Is that gonna soak it up? It kind of soaked it up. Oh god, get me out. Fuck off, Genji can't. Let's make this offline. Why?
I've lost that push. I'm gonna run away and group up.
I'm so Korean.
What
something,
the
something.
fuck?
I know. I need to get out of that fucking pickle. Junkrat. That sounds good. I had a pretty progressive day today, I gotta say. I mean, aside from like doing a bit of promotional stuff on the actual channel itself, I also did many other things. The healer. Oh, she's dead. She's dead. Off you go. Yes. She went.
Orisa's shield is way too...
way too gay. No.
Like,
Stop.
it's too common. It's too much.
They need a character now which will just introduce completely new mechanics. Because it seems like some of the most recent, well, but like Sombra, right? Yeah, Sombra was a new mechanic.
Sombrero, yeah.
Not a very good one because she's whatever, like, but it's a new mechanic.
Oh, on Xbox, she kicks fucking dick. Like, people, they can't spin around fast enough with the analog stick to get you. So by the time they even turn around, they've either lost half their health or all of their health, depending on what character. And then you just teleport away from their aim. Fuck them.
Really?
She's so overpowered on console, in my opinion. I mean, I was playing on Mittens' Xbox, and Matthew's Xbox, and as Sombrero, and just ripping dicks off of people.
Like, I'd always say that this is a PC game. It's better on PC.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely is. Like, you can play the characters to their full potential on PC, I feel, on this one. Because it requires a much faster aim and all this other good stuff. Please. Why was I not... I literally felt... I know there was a Lucio and he's slow, but there was no healing. None. Zilch. Zara. Team got rigged, and now we're gonna get a losing match. I hate Nepal anyway. It's my least favourite map. I'll always say it. It's always like the kind of throwaway shit. Fuck off. Look at him, he just chases people. It's so gay.
I'm the fastest character in the game too, and I couldn't run away from that. If I'm not the fastest, I'm definitely like number 2. I don't know who would be faster than me though. Maybe Lucio and speed boost, but
Tracer in a straight line. Tracer in a lesbian convention. Do you want right? Could you right? I mean, Zarya's a bit of an exception.
Here we go.
But, well, no, wait. Zarya's not gay though.
I don't know. I don't know this backstory of many of the characters.
Right, I don't think Zarya's gay, but like, you know, when it comes to like lesbianic stuff in games, is for lack of a better term, they always make them super really like hot and like sexy and just like, you know, oh my god, like fucking
anti-straight.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, it just kind of feels like, damn nabbit. It feels like they're more appealing to men when they make characters like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's always a male fantasy of like lesbian women and that kind of thing. They make them more sexy to men, I guess. Then again, a beautiful woman to a woman who finds women attractive is still a beautiful woman. Whereas a butch woman is a manly woman. Wait, this is a bit of a paradox. So do lesbian women prefer manly looking men? Do lesbian women prefer manly looking women?
That I'm not a lesbian woman, sorry. I wouldn't know.
Because
I would assume since you're fucking dressed like a man, that they secretly prefer men. But
it's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? Because like, if they prefer manly women, then why don't they just like men? Whereas if they look like women for women, then they'd like feminine women and feminine men.
Yeah, I think a common trait with being a lesbian though is that you're kind of more manly. Like that's a common trait with lesbian women, and it's the same for gay men. Like gay men are typically more effeminate.
More
I mean,
feminine.
Look
Yeah.
at me. Yeah. Look
That's-
at John.
that's
Look at John.
definitely a
Look at
issue.
John. He's effeminate as fuck.
Yeah.
Back to shitting on John, but yeah, like I can't
Like, I
see
think
why
that's-
you would prefer. Oh fuck! What was I saying? I was saying something intelligent. I promise.
So manly women like womanly men.
It's
It's hard to say. I don't know why.
I'm bisexual, which is probably obvious to every viewer who's watched me on the SmackDown series at this point.
Because you're like, cold blimey, look at them norks.
Yeah, look at them Norkers, mate. Because so for me, I prefer effeminate men and masculine women. There's very few exceptions. Like you have to be fuck off hot for you to get away with being a masculine man or a feminine woman. But ultimately, I'll prefer
Oh god.
the two, and I don't know if that has any bearing at all on lesbians preferring masculine women, because I prefer effeminate men or what. But that's my personal experience.
Jesus
it's-
Christ, they got a bit of a pocket there. I follow you. I believe in what you're saying, Jack, but there's something cray going on. They were just there. Like, there was no stopping that little pocket of fucking blockade. Oh my god, you did it. You did what was impossible. And now they will pay. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not though. Fuck off, you lesbianic man. But I know what you mean, yeah. It's kind of like, it's kind of a bit of a paradox when you think about it, because if you like people of your same sex, then you'd like the manly. So gay men like manly men.
I don't
Gay
carry on.
women like womanly women.
That's what you would think, isn't it? But that doesn't turn out to be the case in my experience.
Because like, if you was a woman that liked manly women, then wouldn't you just like men as well? Because manly men are men.
But I think it's to do with like.
Or do you just not like willies?
No, I think it's to do with what's like on their body. Like for whatever reason, you're just. Okay, I think I figured it out. So.
Yes. Gender studies 1 million. Oh god, fuck
1v1
off.
me, bro.
Oh my god, you did it! You did it, you madman! You blew it up!
So,
Still?
in my figuring it out, I think this is going to be very difficult to explain while I'm fucking trying to heal everyone at once.
Yeah, do a good episode. Fuck off, Tracer!
So, sexual, whatchamacallit, attraction is to do with your mum. Is to do with
Hell yeah.
the literal parts on you, isn't it? Like I'm attracted to dick and boobs, for example. So you're attracted to boobs, vagina, whatever. You're attracted to that body type.
Yes.
But because let's
Oh, that's good.
pretend I'm full blown gay just for the easiness of explaining this. Because I'm gay, I prefer the male genitalia, but I still have that innate I want to be cared for by something nurturing thing of a woman. So I would go for feminine men, maybe. I think that might be it. Because sexual, whatchamacallit, is purely to do with what they look like. Like there is nothing, unless you're pansexual or something, it's entirely to do with what they look like. On first impressions, anyway. You can't fall in love with someone who's a man if you're straight. If you're a straight man, because they will never ever ever be attractive to you, or you'll never ever want to have sex with them or anything like that. That's just how it works. But
So, what it could be then, maybe being manly or being feminine won't have anything to do with it.
no, I don't think it does. I think that's just personal preference.
Yeah, that's probably what it is then. So,
Because lesbians usually turn out a bit more tomboyish than regular women, it doesn't so much matter really that they're all like that. They're not all like that, but you know what I mean. It doesn't so much matter that they're all like that, because they still look like women. Like they still have boobs, they still have the things that make them women. so it doesn't really matter if their personality is a bit more manlyish.
What about, because it's genetics a lot, isn't it? So if you had a manly woman, that would mean that she has more testosterone in her.
Yeah,
Am I
it's
right in saying
the estrogen / testosterone thing would be more favouring testosterone.
so? That would be
estrogen would
case,
still win, but
yeah, because she came out as a woman, kind of
yeah.
thing. But then, yeah, so that might be what it is then. That's it's really interesting to think about it. I mean, we can all agree that it takes all sorts, so it's hard to like just say it in a sentence, because it's like you say it and then you're like, well, actually, no. What about this? And then what about this? And then what about this? Kind of thing. So it's you can't pin it in one box, I suppose. But like fucking, it is a bit of a paradox when it's like kind of like, but then no, it isn't. Fuck. Because you can just be a woman and like cunt, and then like a manly cunt. I don't fucking know how to describe it better, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you could be like, I like manly things, but I don't like cock, so I prefer women. Thus, I am lesbian. And then be like, I am womanly woman who likes womanly women, and like cunt, and willies are just kind of gross.
I mean, attraction is sexuality, whereas what you like and what you're into, as in personality-wise, is entirely down to you. Like, that's down to you. That's not to do with your sexuality, is it? That's to do with what you like in people.
Yeah, what are you into? Yeah, dirty bastard. That kind of stuff. Fuck off. Get away from me. No. Oh god, is that a fucking... Yeah, he is. He's dead. Nice. Coming in, Fatman. Fatman's going down. The Fatman is dead. Dead, okay. Yes. Oh, the deed is done. Stop it. Stop hurting me. Stop hurting me! Oh my god! I ain't scared, I promise. I am scared. I'm really scared. Let me just get a tick on this fucker. Let me just get a tick on it. Just let me get a tick. Just let me get... Oh my god, Genji! Genji! Oh! Don't hit him. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Yes, I got you. We were actually talking about stuff and I was just like side of it. It was so tense. That Mercy, she is fucking delicious.
Yeah, having a good Mercy on your team really makes a difference.
She saved it like last game, definitely. But yeah,
I was
I
Mercy
think...
last game.
Were you?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Coming up in the world, nigga.
I believe I was anyway.
Shit, I said the anyway.
Was
I
I
don't care.
Mercy last game? I don't actually remember. It was like 2 minutes ago and I don't remember.
Like, I thought it was that guy that is Mercy now. Oh fuck.
No, I thought it was
they
me.
Saved us.
I might have been playing soldier. I don't actually remember.
Genji, fuck off. You might have been playing soldier, yeah. Whoever it was, they were fucking on par, like. Mind you, we just recorded this, so you know.
Yeah, I'll just check it in a minute.
Yes, you're dead, son. You're dead, son.
I get out of there if I you.
Nah. Uh-oh. No, he's on our side. I got my ult. Death Blossom, for lack of a better name. You can't hurt me because I'm cool. Edgy. Blossom. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna just teleport out of here real quick. Sound. That was not scary. I didn't almost die. Yeah, so maybe it doesn't matter, but you know what I kind of mean by the whole paradox of like liking manly men exist.
Yeah, I do.
It seems weird, but then again, you can like not be into men and still like manly things, so it kind of evens out, I suppose, in a way.
It's just to do with test TVE. Like, it's if you have more estrogen than the average man, then you're going to be more effeminate than the average man. It just so happens that for some reason gay people have more
Love it.
estrogen, typically.
Yeah. This, like, scientifically, I know they don't fucking have it, and there's a lot of debate about it, but, like, there's always that kind of thing of, like, you're born gay, you have to become gay, is it choice, and all that stuff.
I don't think
and
I think the science is still out on whether or not you're born, like, if it's because of environment or because of you.
yeah, like nature or nurture.
The science is still out on whether or not it's entirely down. They know it's not entirely down to choice. Like, they know it's not personal choice, but they also don't know. They don't know how much of it is to do with, like.
Denied. Fuck. Yeah, I think like it's a bit of both is what it gotta be. I think. Like, I know I would say genetics plays a huge role in it because if it's predetermined inside of you, then as you grow up and the environment around you, if that environment is welcoming or understanding to those kind of different feelings that I suppose you have, then you wouldn't suppress them.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of embrace them, and then that becomes you, and then you're gay, kind of thing. Because, like, I feel like but why did you hit me? Oh god, yes. The res, it's perfect. I feel it in my bones. Like, do you think that under, like, certain circumstances anyone could become gay?
I'm not sure. Like, I know I'm gay because I was definitely in an environment where it was fine. Like, it didn't matter if I was gay. My parents never would have cared, and I knew they wouldn't have cared because my uncle was gay and he's like the favourite member of the family. Well, he was until he died. So it's like, it's kind of always been a thing, like, in my family, that hey, you're allowed to be gay and it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
My god. It was only, I never suffered anything because of it. It was only in high school I actually suffered anything to do with being gay. So I got shit for being gay, or bisexual, but same thing. So it was like, the way I was raised as a kid was like, yeah, being gay is fine, it's normal. I never knew until high school that being gay could be treated as something not normal. Like, I thought everyone was bisexual.
Yeah.
It was only in high school I learned it wasn't, and I wasn't taught in the best way either. Damn it, I was in that.
No, I kind of know what you mean, because, like, maybe they just embraced it and didn't kind of give you, like, all the examples, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And that's what kind of, like, because I don't know, imagine wearing, like, a top hat and then all your life, and it's like, everyone wears top hats, it's fine. And you go outside and everyone's like, what the fuck are you wearing a top hat? You'd be like, what do you mean my life is ruined?
Yeah.
Like, it's like shatters your world kind of thing. So I get what you mean if you kind of came from that and it was like, that's totally fine.
Like,
and then we come out and then everyone's just kind of like set in their ways.
I wouldn't have, if I could go back and do it again, I don't know if I would have come out when I did though. If I could have, like, said to my parents, hey, tell me that tell me about different fucking sexualities that exist, because then I'd know that I'm not normal for being bisexual. Because I got bullied so much in school, and I didn't realise at the time how much I was, like, even until today, I didn't realise how much I was bullied because of it. It's only through therapy that I've, like, realised I'm fucked because of it. But if I could have just said to myself, hey, it's fine, you can be bisexual, just don't, be it now.
Yeah.
Because, holy fuck, like, that fucked me a lot in high school. And I don't regret being openly bisexual. I like being true to myself. But you can't help but think that the experience you had in high school could have been a lot easier for you if you just kind of toned yourself down a bit. I know that sounds horrible, but there's no other way really to counteract bullying than be quiet and conform to how you were.
Cruise through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is an unfortunate fact of life, and people are very, very judgy, and it's the same. Everyone hates it, but everyone does it. It's like you see someone and they dye their hair pink, and you're out there going, "What the fuck they dye their hair pink?"
Yeah.
And then internally you're like, I'd like to dye my hair pink. I'd like to try something new.
Yeah.
And we kind of, I don't know what it is about like psychologically, which makes us just go, that's different. I don't like it. Or just to make fun or bit that people just for trying something new or being themselves. I don't know. There's something definitely human about it because we do it so naturally, and a lot of times unintentionally as well. I think it is fair to say.
Yeah, I don't think like in high school they do it. They did it. I don't care what anyone says. They did it intentionally, but in adult life, I haven't experienced any homophobia in my adult life. Like some people would say that being against gay marriage is homophobic. I don't think that's homophobic. I think you're an idiot if you think that's homophobic.
Gay marriage?
Not thinking that gay marriage is a thing that should be a thing. Like it's not homophobic to think that. I don't care what anyone says. I will defend to the death the right of people saying that gay marriage is wrong, because they're allowed to think that. I don't think it's homophobic to think that that's wrong. It's homophobic to think that gayness is wrong, but to think that gay marriage is wrong? No, it's not. I don't care what anyone says. Chloe will hate me for saying that, but I don't care. She can fuck off.
Does she watch these?
No, so it's fine.
Lucky.
I think Loopy will hate me for saying it as well, but she's not my girlfriend, so I don't care anymore.
Well, the way I kind of see it, I don't know if everyone else kind of sees it that way, but marriage is a religious tradition. It's kind of like the bond of two people, traditionally with religious sacraments around it. I mean, there's many different forms of marriage, it's fair to say, depending on cultures and that. But the traditional way, the way that's kind of being enforced, at least in the West, on that is kind of like, through the church and this, that, and the other, and you need like a vicar or blah, 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 this, that, and the other. There's other ways to do it, but it's religious based, and previously corrupt religion and that kind of thing, it's generally frowned upon, homosexual acts.
Yeah.
So to combine the two, where it's like, the church and religion can be tolerant of homosexuality, that's cool, and all of a sudden be like, this sacred kind of tradition that you hold dear.
Yeah.
We're gonna
take that away now, and you have to do this.
Yeah, we have to change it up on that. This religious tradition that you've always abided by, and it's very, very secret to you because it's the bonding of two people in the eyes of God, this, that, and the other. Yeah, we're going to gay it up. And it's like, hang on, that's against our religion. You want us to change our religion, this, that, and the other. Like, civil partnership is completely different.
Yeah, but it also wasn't as good. Like, I support gay marriage. Like, I always have. What I don't support is making churches support it, which they don't at the minute. The government hasn't gone out and said to any church, you have to marry a gay couple if they ask. And they shouldn't have to. Like, it'd be wrong to ask them to do that, because it's like, if they believe that gay marriage is wrong, then you shouldn't fucking make them gay married.
That's the way I see it, because it's unfair to the religion for one, and you have to give them the freedom of choice. Like, there's many ways to get married, so if a church says we're not going to marry you because we don't believe in gay marriage, no harm done, no foul, find somewhere else. There's
many churches in this country.
Go to Vegas even, they'll do anything. Right, not a bother. But I think it's very unfair to force anyone to do anything. It's progressive.
Not that that's a good thing, but
carry on. So it is. I think it's fair to have that choice kind of thing. Like, I'm not against it at all.
No, I'm not against gay marriage, but I'm heavily against making the church be pro gay marriage, because you can't. That's thought policing. Exactly. And it goes against religious freedom. This big massive thing that people fought for like 70 to 80 years ago. It goes directly against that.
Like, I personally
go with Symmetra.
Okay. Like, I personally, I'm not a very religious person. Now, I'm not an atheist. I'm like a hipster Neil deGrasse Tyson bullshit, right? So like, I'm something in between. So I am open to the possibility of something higher than what we are doing right now, because there's a lot of unknowns to existence, and there's a lot of things at work which we just simply can't even perceive, because our bodies just can't do it. We have to use science and whatnot, right? So it's not infathomable. I can't say it. You know what I kind of mean by that word? That word. I can't say it. But it's not. Let's say imaginable. That's a better way to do it. It's not imaginable to believe that it's a possibility. I mean, who the fuck knows what happens when you die? No one. No one. You always get those like stories where it's like, I was medically dead for blah blah blah, but you weren't dead. You weren't dead.
If you were dead, your brain would be shut off.
Exactly. There's always brain activity. There's like no case of like someone being like pure dead and then bringing them back. Now that would change things up, in my opinion, because with cryostasis and cryofreezing.
Yeah.
I'm going off on a random tangent, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but this is important to say. So, in cryostasis, the person's dead, they're pure fucking dead. They got, like, basically put to sleep to get put into cryostasis because of, like, terminal diseases. This, that, and the other in future will unfreeze you and find a cure.
Is that even a thing now?
It is, yeah. They have banks in the UK and in America, which store like up to like 300.
I thought it was just like a pipe dream kind of thing. I didn't think it was actually real.
Oh, it's real. Yeah, they have them in like tubes, and they pump liquid nitrogen into them and put special stuff into them. But they're dead. They've literally, when they put them into the stasis before they actually put them into the freeze, they basically put them to sleep as in kill them. Like you put a dog to sleep, and kill it. That's what they do to people, and then they freeze them. So they're dead, but they're preserved, and they have an attack symmetry. I am impressed, but also afraid. So if they was to, for instance, bring them back, then that person would have been gone somewhere. Now, there's one of two things which can happen. Well, there's a few things can happen, but the first one is, let's say they bring them back. They reanimate the dead. That's cool. The person who comes out on the other side, the person who awakens, possibly could have no memory, no recollection of their previous self. Because memories are stored as electronic impulses in the brain, right? That Symmetra just killed me. Don't go in that one. So if that person awakens and they're alive, but they are not the same person who went under, then that would not disprove the possibility of an afterlife. Because the person who went under is gone, and it appears as though they're not coming back. And the person who has awoken is someone else entirely with no memory, no recollection, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
That could be a possibility as to what could happen. I don't think many people think about that, to be honest, but it's definitely something.
Yeah, people going into those things are like, oh yeah, I'll definitely come back to the same person. There's no risk. Let's not even think about the possibility that I won't. It's just like...
Yeah. Now, that could open up a new can of worms, as into with amnesia, whereas if someone completely doesn't know what the fuck, and they're fresh as a daisy, the person that is then amnesia is that a completely different human being, because the memories are what make them who they are. But with amnesia, memories can come back, so it's not completely done, in a sense. They're still under there somewhere. So that's a difficult one to be thinking on too. We're getting really deep into this shit.
Do a shield check when you get one.
But that's a cool one to talk about. The second one is, they come back, they have the same memories, it's the same person, and they're totally fine. Now, they could come back and say, oh, you just fucking took me out, I was having dinner with God, what the fuck? You guys brought me back? Seriously? Wow, okay. And then we'd be like, holy shit, afterlife. Or, they come back, and they'd be like, wow, I was like as if I was just in sleep. Seriously, wow. And then is where the questions would arise. As to, wow, there might actually be no afterlife because they were dead. They brought them back. They didn't go anywhere, and now they're back here. Oh shit! You know.
Yeah.
You could, I suppose, come up with bullshit excuses in like, oh, when they went to heaven, they wiped their memory before they brought them back, blah blah. But come on, that would just be another excuse. That'd be sidestepping. That would actually be, I believe, physical proof that I would at least accept to there being no afterlife. I don't know if you'd agree on that one, but that's quite compelling.
I don't know, see, because like, would you? The thing about that is whether or not, because when you go to heaven, like, okay, so I need to explain heaven first. For a start, heaven isn't like this thing that we imagine it to be in the sky, away from everything, a separate plane altogether. Heaven is something that comes to us eventually. It's the spirit world. You wouldn't have memory of spirit because it's your spirit, not you. You have your memories, but your spirit doesn't have memories. Your spirit is a separate thing entirely.
What do you mean by that?
Like, your brain is your memories. Your brain holds everything important like that. But it doesn't hold... It wouldn't hold anything like... What the fuck did this spawn to? Oh, right.
Yeah, it was kind of bass-awkward, but I think you get it. Yeah.
Your spirit doesn't have memories. Your spirit is just your spirit. It's your soul. It's, you know, your personality. It's not your memories. You wouldn't remember heaven. You wouldn't remember anything like that. So I'd still... Like, you couldn't convince me... With all the evidence I have, you couldn't convince me without serious trying. Oh, fuck me! Without serious trying that God doesn't exist at this point.
So, if someone went into cryostasis who was literally dead, like for a few years, they come back, and there's as if they never went, they were like, you know, I'm not even, there's nothing, you'd still be like, well, there's still an afterlife, you just don't remember it because X, Y, and Z.
It's your spirit, it's not you, it's your spirit. Like, it's... Your body... your body doesn't go into heaven. Your soul goes to heaven. Your soul doesn't really have... Your soul is just you. It would have your memories, but it wouldn't, like, have a memory. Because your memories are your brain. Like, they're in your brain.
But memories are what make you who you are.
Yeah, they help. But nothing in heaven would, like, make you what you are, because you already are. If that makes sense.
I don't know, man. Like, the question of who you are
also,
is so deep.
I keep telling you this, but heaven isn't a thing that you go to. It doesn't exist until it exists. I haven't read it properly yet, but basically heaven comes to earth when God reunites himself with us. You know, it's not something that we go to when we die, as much as people like to think that it is. It's not something that we go to when we die. It's something that comes to us when God comes to us. As in, heaven is supposed to be earth, it just isn't, because sin has polluted earth.
So... Oh god. So what you're saying is when you die, Earth, to your perspective, changes.
Eventually, yes. When you die, nothing happens until God comes back. Or Jesus comes back, whichever, pick one. Until then,
so
heaven...
the second coming.
Yes, heaven doesn't exist. Like, it exists, but it doesn't exist yet. And it won't exist until God comes back.
Fuck me, mate. That's sketchy.
That's what it says, though.
That doesn't sound very good. Because what that would suggest is you're just on fucking standby mode until, you know, he decides, oh, okay, now is a good time.
It's not to do with his deciding, though. It's to do with us.
What do you mean?
Well, it's entirely down to us whether or not heaven comes. Because you think about if God comes back right now this second. Think about how much evil there is in this world and how much bullshit goes on, how much sin exists and how much disease exists and all that stuff, right? That's just purely great stuff with no fuck. If God came back right now, he would have to wipe out all of that shit. And that would involve, you know, things like we saw in the story of Noah and all that stuff. And we don't want that kind of God. Like, the whole point of Jesus coming was that we didn't have to have that kind of God anymore. That was the whole point.
So what you're saying is we have to make our own heaven.
Yes.
So there is no afterlife.
No, it's not that we have to make our own heaven. It's more we have to make Earth more like the heaven that the Bible describes, so that God can come down and punish with minimal damage.
Oh, no, that sounds. I don't want to question your beliefs, but I don't know. I can't get on board with that.
That's what I mean. I'm not, 100% certain that that's what it's saying, because human interpretation of the Bible is sketchy at best, especially mine because I'm new to it. But like, that's what I'm kind of getting from it so far. I might be completely fucking wrong, and this viewpoint is subject to change. But that's what I'm getting out of it. It doesn't seem like heaven is this fucking hell is this thing that we go to when we die. It's this thing that comes to us eventually.
Now, I'd have a problem with it being that way, because if it was Earth is only so big. And if you stacked up everyone that has ever died ever, yeah, nah.
It wouldn't be bodies, it would be spirits.
Still, like a planet full of spirits would still be like crowded as fuck. Like everyone would just be like getting on top of each other.
Yeah, because God couldn't create more room, could he?
He couldn't make Earth bigger. If you made it bigger, then it would
Made him literally do anything.
Yeah, but like the way I see it, the one I believe is more plausible as to an afterlife or anything of that kind of nature would be as if we was to oh my god, that sniper is messing with feng shui. If we transcended dimensions, that's what I was trying to say.
I mean, heaven might be a separate plane. I don't know. I'm not sure. But the impression I get from reading the Bible is not what everyone believes heaven is. So maybe, I'm wrong. I probably am, to be honest. But that's just what I'm getting out of it.
The only thing I could get from it is if it was dimensional, that would make sense, because it's a plane that we cannot perceive, which mathematically speaking is possible. So I can, if maths can theoretically perceive it, then that's a good start. And it would explain as to why you can't see it, because like a two-dimensional creature could not see our third-dimensional plane, and so on and so on and so on. Like a fourth-dimensional plane, we just cannot perceive. Our minds and eyes just are not adapted to it.
There's a video I watched which explained very well what heaven was, and I can't fucking remember it off the top of my head. But the impression I remember in getting from the video was that heaven is supposed to be on Earth, but it isn't because of sin, and I thought we were still capturing the objective, so I'll be there in a minute.
We kicked ass, man. We took names and kicked ass. That sniper needs to have her fucking vaginal lips removed surgically. Also, I said that wrong. Something David is not good at women's anatomy.
Does it?
Anyway, but yeah, no, I don't completely dismiss it, because I never completely dismiss anything. I think it's narrow-minded too. but at the same time, I've not had any perspective that I can get involved with, apart from my own kind of personal take on it, if you will. Like dimensional shit I can get on board with because dimensions are fascinating to me, and I suppose theoretically there's an infinite amount, which to an afterlife, if you plugged it into that kind of vaguely, because it's all about perception at the end of the day, then it would make sense. Nice, still kill. Moving. Oh, nice denial there, you fucking cat. Come on, Ed. You want some? I'll give it you. Oh.
I really hate playing Reinhardt.
Oh.
I'll try and find that video because I need to rewatch it.
That'd be good. Wouldn't be so bad if our team didn't leave like a bunch of cowards. Fight till last man stands, don't fight at all.
Fucking like end the match. I want the match to end now, to be honest.
No, we got it. I mean, this could be the last one today.
Yeah, I've played this game for like an hour now, I'm done.
I love this game, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I do really like it. It's probably one of my most favourite competitive games ever. Oh, you want to try and dance with the devil, eh?
I mean, this or Battlefront 2.
Now, the thing I also get as well, this is a brilliant one, but like, because the whole heaven thing would then permit that there would be a hell.
No, it wouldn't. Carry on.
What do you mean?
So there's three arguments for hell, and the one that I buy into is that it doesn't exist because a just God wouldn't give infinite punishment for a finite crime.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I can't get with it.
Like
but it
that,
doesn't mean that it wouldn't exist.
That doesn't mean it wouldn't exist, but that's what I believe because it doesn't make
What
sense.
if it's like prison? Like you murdered someone, you get 10 years in purgatory, and then you come back. Or maybe it's like just a place where people who don't believe or whatever go. But then again, if
That
you're
would
in the
be
afterlife
unfair.
and you still don't believe in a god, then there's something very wrong with you. You die, wake up, and instantly be like, okay, yeah, okay,
Yep, fair enough. I believe.
GG. So like, it's a complicated one. But I get what you're saying. Like, you couldn't just be like, if you didn't believe in God, you'd burn for eternity. It's like,
That'd be
excuse
unfair.
me. Yeah, I thought you believed in God was just and fair. And that doesn't sound very fair to me. That sounds like you're threatening me. And God don't threaten.
Well, he does, but
Yeah, on the low key. Also, as well, like, what does it matter to believe in him or not, right? You know what I mean? Like, why would that even matter? I know it's like faith and shit, but faith is just another word for just, blind belief and shit.
no, it isn't. Carry on.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, what is faith?
Okay, so I've got a problem with the fact that you're calling my quote-unquote faith to begin with, because it's not like.
I wasn't saying you had faith.
Well, I do.
I was
but
just saying faith.
Let me explain. Faith is what you said. It is blind belief in whatever you're given. Like that is what it is. Dictionary definition. But I wouldn't say that you blindly believe in the story of Jesus by believing in the story of Jesus. I'd say some people do, sure, but I don't think I do. I've seen the evidence of Jesus and all that stuff, and it just doesn't. There is a leap of faith involved. It's a step of faith. It's a postule, if anything. I can't remember what it's called now, but there's I think it's a postulate in science. Like, scientists have to take minor steps of faith all the time, and that's genuinely what it feels like I've taken. It doesn't feel like I've gone, ooh, badoomph, and I've leapt off a cliff like this and just believed in Jesus. Like, it's not.
Just you jump off the map.
To make a point, yes. It's not like that. It's more.
Most agreeable.
It's a postulate.
Wow. Yeah.
Scientists have to do it all the time. Scientists have to believe that there's X so that Y can happen, because why else would Y happen? You know, they do that all the time. They had to do that all the time. I mean, the theory of gravity will never be fact. Like, it can't be. They have to believe that gravity exists so that all of the why that happens with gravity happens. Because they can't find a better explanation for X being gravity. This is how it is. And that's what it feels like with Jesus. It's like I've got all of this evidence of him existing and doing what he did and whatever, that I've had to take a step into him to believe. Because there's so much evidence involved in doing so.
Like, when it comes to science, though, a lot of it, I get what you mean where they have to take on leaps of faith in it, but a lot of times it's educated faith.
And
So
you're
it's
telling
not
me,
really like-
but Christian faith is educated.
Well, there's a difference in a way.
No, there
That's
isn't.
difficult.
Okay, let me explain. In Christian faith, there is... I don't care, I'm recording this. People can fuck off, they're not interested.
Are we still recording, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in Christian faith, there is...
Should we just start a new match while we talk?
No.
Oh, God.
In history,
Yeah.
now I can't quite remember the exact numbers of anything, so I'm just gonna make it easier for myself and round things to whatever I find easier, right?
Okay.
So in I know this isn't what happened, but in year 0, right? Let's get the ground rules. In year 0, Roman Empire. In year 500, Jesus came. Then in year 1000, so Jesus came and died in year 500. In year 1000 is modern day, right? Just for ease. So year 0, Roman Empire, right? Now, how many documents and manuscripts and stuff like that do we have of the Roman Empire, do you think?
Written down, like... it's difficult to say. I would
Right,
say...
well, I can
Objectively, you can tell me, can you? Okay.
Yes. I can tell you that of specific things that happened in Roman Empire times that we accept as historical fact, there can be less than 50 articles or manuscripts or written things. And these things are written in the year 750. Like, they are written well after the Roman Empire fell. Some of them. Like the earliest copy of manuscripts of things of people writing down what happened at the time can be up to 700 years after it happened. Now, you compare that to the Christian faith and the things that Jesus did and said and was whatever. Jesus happened in the year 500, and only 140 years later do we have the first manuscripts of the things that Jesus did. And do you want to guess how many manuscripts of the things that Jesus did and said were? Compared to the Romans of 50?
Loads.
Yeah, there's like... I can't remember quite how many, but I'm going to round it up to 200. Like, that's 200 manuscripts and texts and writings and historical documentation on the things that Jesus said, did, and happened to him and from him. Like... That's a ridiculous amount of evidence when you compare it to things that you, I'm sure, accept as fact. The things like Julius Caesar's and that assassination and how Rome operated and all that. We know how Rome operated and we accept as fact how Rome operated and their straight roads and how Julius Caesar was assassinated and how their empire fell. We know all these things and accept them as fact based on less than 50 manuscripts written more than 500 years after it happened. But for some reason we don't know and accept the things that Jesus did and said and whatever, when there are more than 150 manuscripts written less than 200 years after it happened. Like, that's insane to me. Like, you can't tell me that the leap of faith I'm taking is any bigger than the leap of faith that scientists take sometimes to make a theory.
I get what you mean, but the thing is that what is the answer that you're looking for? Was the question you're asking? Are you saying that the Roman Empire existed? And if the question is that you want to find that out and you look into the history books to see, and all the documentation that you have is just written down objectively and there's not much of it, at the same time you can go out into the field and find those locations. You can do geological digs, pick up evidence, hard evidence, what it is that they were eating at the time, the diet systems on there, pick up bones, look at what the composition was, the weapons they used. You have evidence which you dig out of the ground.
You have evidence of Jesus.
Jesus, I'm not, no one's debating that Jesus didn't exist, I don't think. I mean, it's subjective as to the things that he did, because, well, at the end of the day, if you're saying certain things that are quite unbelievable, like, say, walking on water, let's say, for instance, just any of the miracles, really, that he did, including curing the blind, whatever it would be, and they have those written down, yes, fair enough, but you don't have evidence to prove that. You have stories, and you have a lot of them, and you have a lot of different points of view on it, and this, that, and the other, but that is not evidence.
Yeah,
evidence
that would be, the leap of faith. Like, we have so many stories of it that it would be kind of, like, weird to not, like, you can't tell me that you have 150 plus documentation of him doing these things, and then you add on to the fact of that Jesus, like, you can't middle ground Jesus. Jesus was either completely insane or actually the Son of God. Like, if you pay attention to the history, to the time in which he existed, very Jewish, very strict Jewish time, where blasphemy laws are very strictly enforced, and the things that happened to him happened to everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people fucking daily for doing the things that he did. He knew that going in. Like, he'd have to either be a mentalist and not back up his claims at all because he can't, or he's actually the Son of God. You can't middle ground that, and the reason he's actually the Son of God is because he fulfilled every prophecy that was foretold in the Old Testament, and some of those things he didn't have choice over. Like, he couldn't choose how he died, he couldn't choose to get crucified, he couldn't choose where he was born. Like, the Old Testament tells you the Savior will be born in Bethlehem under the North Star.
So
you can't choose that.
I want to check this out chronologically, because you're saying, like, Old Testament and that. So was there written books, was there, like, written stories or anything like that describing the events of what happened to Jesus before Jesus?
There were prophecies of what would happen to Jesus.
Prophecies.
Yeah.
Because I know the whole thing where it's like where he's found was at Star Bethlehem, he's born upon this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. And the three wise men who had heard of the prophecy and the blah, 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 went there. Now, to me, like, I'm not debating whether Jesus or not was real. I honestly believe there was a guy called Jesus, and I honestly believe he did a lot of cool things and quite a great following. But the way I perceive him objectively would be that he was a revolutionary. And when it comes to revolutionaries, people big them up and praise them up so much. People say things about, like,
not the time in which he existed, they wouldn't have, because it would have been blasphemous and would have got them killed, and did get them killed.
But that's the thing. The fight that he took, the message that he spoke was all about that. So
but he didn't fight.
No, he didn't fight. No, but his journey, if you will. You can fight with your words, you can fight with your actions, you can actually have to punch someone. But the position that he took was all about that, right? It was all about that change of perspective and, against this rhetoric of what we're being forced into, against the beliefs that we want to believe in, and that there. So that his followers and storytellers describing of him would obviously paint him as the main person of this following. He is the Son of God, he is the messenger of God, because he is portraying this previously, let's say, repressed interpretation, let's say, right?
Yeah.
So, how kind of like, let's say, for instance, Che Guevara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Che Guevara, he's revolutionary. People big him up and write stories about him, all sorts of crazy stuff, and people hate him, people like him, but a lot of times people will really, really overemphasize and
Yeah, but the difference...
overpraise.
I'll tell you the difference, and it's fucking an obvious one. Che Guevara never raised the dead. Che Guevara never did anything that Jesus ever did. Like, anything that Jesus did, he must have done. Like, you wouldn't write stories about a man, and you wouldn't have thousands upon thousands of people instantly converting and believing in something that was 1, illegal, 2, punishable by death, and 3, got many a people, including the founder of the fucking faith, religion, whatever, crucified and tortured and imprisoned, and their families killed, tortured, and imprisoned. Like, as much as you can say, yeah, people rebel against dictatorship governments all the time, despite those punishments, that's true, they do, but under much less severe circumstances compared to what they suffered then, and in much lesser numbers than what happened then.
I see quite a common parallel about it, though, in all honesty, because at the end of the day...
There is a parallel, but it's you compare... Again, the things that Jesus did, like, you wouldn't have so many thousands of people at that time in that specific part of the world convert, and even in areas of the world in which Jesus never fucking went, converting to a religion that was outlawed and vilified and hated and punishable by death. You wouldn't have so many thousands to hundreds of thousands of people converting that quickly in that short an amount of time, and spreading that quickly in that short of amount of time. If
That's all prophets.
If it was just some revolutionary, reactionary person like Che Guevara, like as much as Che Guevara and people like him may or may not have done, thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people did not convert to whatever he proposed, and got imprisoned and died for what he did. And the same goes for any other person in history who has done the same thing. Jesus is the only one that did the things that he did, and had thousands upon thousands of people converting despite cover of death. For hundreds of years too, that religion was outlawed, and is still outlawed in some countries, and yet people still believe, people still experience, and people still have those convictions. Like, you can't tell me that 2,000 years or more of people converting to a religion that was outlawed and vilified and hated and punishable by death are, like, you can't parallel that to something that a couple of people have done throughout history, like Che Guevara.
But the thing is
Lenin.
The only thing I can say about that is that it's not special. It's
How
not
is that
special.
not
it's all
special?
because, well, you compare it to the start of any religion. You compare it to the start of any revolutionary movement. Anything where a human being has become the influence and the catalyst for a movement that has carried on throughout the ages, and people have been inspired and believe in these words.
No movement has carried on as well as that, wouldn't it?
But like all religion has, it's always a personal philosophy or a group of people, and they spread their message. And people like it, they follow it. If they don't, they leave it out. That's all religion.
Yeah, that is all religion, but, like, none of them have fucking done what that one did. Like, you think about the other religions and how obviously insane, wrong they are. Like, there's no, I don't know, like, there's a certain point in this argument where you get through all the facts and it just comes down to emotions and what you've experienced, and like that's when, because we will reach a point in this argument where pun.
We're still doing that, so by the way.
Yeah,
like recording it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Hell yeah, I really hope someone's listening.
We will eventually reach a point in this argument or debate, whatever, where I'm gonna say something like, or you'll say something along the lines of, yeah, but that's just what you believe, because that's what it comes down to. I can't give you any facts ever that would convince you one way or another. That's impossible. It wasn't facts that convinced me, it's experience that convinces you.
Yeah.
And I can't describe the experiences I've had that convince me that God exists. I can tell you, or Jesus existed. I can tell you the facts that led me down the road, and I can tell you the facts that reaffirm my belief. But I can't tell you, not properly, about the time in which God touched me when I was outside church one day. I can't tell you about how he helped me become and not as big of a fucking asshole that I was. I can't tell you. I can't give you those experiences so that you can believe too. That's not how it works. You have to seek out and try to experience it yourself. And if nothing happens, then nothing happens. It's just down to you. But I can debate all day about the historical accuracy of whether or not Jesus existed. I can debate to you all day about whether or not Jesus did the things that he did. I'd argue that he did because there's too much evidence to say that he did. But that won't convince you. It's a dead end trail to go down.
No, like I understand. I believe what you're saying, because it's personal, and I think when it comes down to it, religious, spiritual, anything really like that, it shouldn't be measured about what has came before. You should look at the stories. You should look at the text, the beliefs, everything, the people around you, all that stuff, and then look at yourself. And if it clicks with you and something happens, then that's great. And then you know then that's right for you, you know. But it would be wrong to say, or at least it would be not properly said to say that any of that is facts. Because facts is cold, hard, 100%, 2 + 2 = 4, you know, digging a fossil out and saying that's a velociraptor.
Yeah.
I can hold it, touch it, feel it, carbon date it.
But you can't.
That's facts.
But you can't touch, hold, and feel. You can't touch, hold, and describe what you feel when you love someone. You know, that's what religion is. Like you can't, or faith is. I can't bottle up how I feel about God and go, hey, take this and drink it and tell me that you're not Christian. Like that's not how it works.
It's crack, that is.
I can tell you all day about why Jesus existed and why I believe he existed and the historical evidence that shows so, and the many millions of people, billions of people at this point that believed it despite everything that would have happened to them for doing so, and why the things that happened and all that stuff. I can do all that until I'm blue in the dick, but I mean,
because I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, you can't devalue the belief or the kind of retrospect or the kind of special influence that other religions have as well. Because we want to talk about persecution. Look at the Jewish people.
I believe in the same God.
Yeah, but like, it's the same kind of thing, right? Whereas like, you look at the fucking, where is it, Jerusalem, I believe it is, the main one, yeah. That place, oh my God. They've hung on to that, and they've been hated, destroyed, stripped down, brought up, but they never let go. And there's just something special about that. But the thing I believe it is because they're different religions. I know they believe in the same God, but they're not under the same banner, right?
No.
What's the difference between the two, by the way? I don't know that.
The Jews, I'm having to dig back into my memory banks of high school now to get this information.
Okay.
But the Christians believe that the Savior has come, whereas the Jews do not, basically.
And that's where the tangent lies.
Yeah, the Jews are still waiting for Elijah the prophet to come, whereas the Christians believe that John was the prophet who came to tell us of Jesus. That's basically that's the dividing line. There's Elijah, then there's John. People in my faith believe that John was Elijah and the prophet, and he came and told us of Jesus. Thing, who would have guessed Jesus came and did the things he did and then got killed? Whereas the Jews are still waiting for Elijah. They have a celebration every year that where they open their door and go, "Come on, Elijah," and then he never comes because he never will, because they're wrong. But that's how they do it.
That's objective. I'll say that on 3 or 4. But you get where I'm coming from. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I do.
which is fun. I think we should call it there because I don't really want to listen that far. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But, no, I never dismiss anything 100% unless it.
No, I still have a little bit of
and I make
atheist
that
in me.
jump and I break my leg, but like I never dismiss 100%.
I still have a little bit of atheist in me. Like I can't ever be 100% in the Jesus camp. That's just not how it works for me. And I think most Christians are kind of like, they still have that little voice in their head that goes, yeah, but what about that? You know, I think that's normal. But
yeah, that's just human. That's
anyway, that was a philosophical talk with David Davis and me. What's my name? It's Jack, isn't it?
Jack,
Yes.
the ninth prophet.
Not Dai.
Judaism, which will be written 100 years from now. Facade.
Anyway,
Listen to our track on SoundCloud.
I hope you guys enjoyed staring at Widowmaker for about 15 minutes there.
Ah, they could have McCree. Mind you, Widowmaker not half bad. You know the click. I can't do it, but you know.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, this is Trio Talk Overwatch. John's not here. Good.